Geralt will be very different in season 2 of Netflix's The Witcher. I guess that's bad for people that really liked how he portrayed Geralt in season 1, and great for people that didn't like how he showed Geralt in season 1. Oh, also, there's going to be no bathtub scenes with Geralt in season 2, we were informed. Not that that's a problem. I would never objectify Geralt. Well, I didn't necessarily mind Harry's portrayal of Geralt in season 1. I did miss Geralt's witty dialogue that we get in the books. He is a bit more talkative, and he just slams people with words. Especially Calanthe, we missed out on a lot of great dialogue. But if you were upset about that, there will be no more just grunting, super stoic Geralt in season 2. So this is what Henry shared about the change with Geralt for this season. I played season 1 deliberately like that, which was him in the wilds without the opportunity for vast waves of dialogue. I thought it best if he speaks less because it looks like he thinks more. That was the intention then. But in this season 2 scenario, he's in Kaer Morhen, his home space, amongst the people he knows, and, in my opinion, I was to be verbose and be intellectual because that is what he is. He's not a brute. For me, it was very important to bring Geralt as close to the books as the vision and plot would allow, and I wanted him to be more verbose and more intellectual and more representative of a man who has lived 70 years and has a philosophical lean. He can be mopey at times, but he is also wise. He has been around. He is a nice guy despite having moments of unpleasantness, and capable of extraordinary violence, but his intentions are pure. I wanted to reflect on that as much as possible. It is very easy to fall down the line of him being the grumpy snowman, and there is a comedy aspect to that, and I wanted to lean away from it in season 2. I don't know if this comes across as mean, but I don't feel like him being quieter made him come across as more of an intellectual. It just kind of made him seem like a just dumb fighter type person. Hearing him talk in season 2 is going to be a great change of pace, and I feel like we really need to have that happen because we're seeing the Ciri, Geralt, daddy-daughter bonding time, and it's really hard to do that if you're reserved and never having any sort of conversations and just grunting at this traumatized child. As for Mopey, Geralt is hella mopey. Like, he's a little emo boy all through the books. He's just a diva, so you know, expect him to be sullen still. Now, this softer side of Geralt is also going to be helped because he's going to Kaer Morhen, the Witcher school, the school of the wolf, his old Witcher school, and he's going to be around people that he's familiar with, his brothers and his father figure. Bunny and I worked together a lot to create a bond between the two that is warm and genuinely caring. We wanted it to be sensitive. We wanted that to be the core element of their relationship and not too driven by any kind of conflict being introduced. Geralt and Vesemir's bond, the father figure to Geralt, I think is one of the best relationships in the books. I know there's a few others, so I'm really hoping they do this justice and they just don't do drama for drama's sake, like, oh, we're bickering and fighting. And if you're really worried about that vibe and that they're gonna cause some unnecessary drama, Lauren Hissrich, the showrunner for Netflix's The Witcher, shared what's going to happen when Geralt arrives at Kaer Morhen, so here is what she said. Kaer Morhen is the homestead, so much of what we talk about in The Witcher is about family, so that's what we started this relationship with. Henry comes from a family of brothers, so it is something we talked about a lot and what it's like to be part of a big family. He also comes from a military family. We talked a lot about the Witchers being almost like a military family. They all go out and they sort of do their own adventures, and it's really dangerous, and you don't know if your brothers are going to come back or not. And when they do, they reunite every single winter, and that's when they get to relax and be themselves. So the most fun thing we did was just to make sure everyone felt at home, and they got to roughhouse a lot. I hope it feels like a bro weekend, honestly. I just want to see them all broing out. Henry also talked about Geralt and Ciri's relationship in season 2, and I think that's something important to go over, even though this quote is really long from him, so here's what he shared on that. Geralt is a wise man. He is 70. This is definitely a new situation to him, but he is 70, and he has probably seen a few children in his life and knows what they are like, and he has heard stories from people about children far more difficult than Cirilla would be. I wanted him to be warm, if not a father figure, then definitely an older brother figure, and have this kind of caring nature to it. he is not going to be super soft because he has himself had a very hard life, and she's about to lead a very hard life. She is no longer a princess, and so he is not going to be softening her up any further, but he is going straight down the line. That was very important to me, that Geralt has this sense of humor, while also being tough and intellectual and wise, and I tried to lean on it as much as possible when it came to the relationship with Cirilla. Really hoping we're not seeing Ciri rejecting Geralt in Season 2. I understand if she's a bit standoffish, but I don't want to see like the bratty shit that you get from teenagers. I don't want to see Ciri temper tantrums, basically. And I don't think we're getting that, because here is another quote from an interview about Geralt and Ciri's relationship. I'm sorry, I love these quotes. So here is another quote. At the end of Season 1, we have what I think is one of the most emotional scenes that we've done, which is Geralt and Ciri finding each other after they've been searching all season. And it seems like we got a father figure and daughter figure, and everything's going to be perfect at that point. Except for they've never met. And so it was really fun to start Season 2 thinking about, well, they're not family yet. How do they grow to be one? What do you do if you are a person like Geralt, who has sworn he doesn't need anyone in the world whatsoever? And then he's presented with a girl who is now solely in his care. And we have Ciri, who's used to being under the care of people but has basically been running from everyone for an entire season, and now being told that this person is going to take care of you. And so it was really fun to start Season 2 kind of them a little uncertain about how to be with each other, and they have to really grow into that. We wanted to make sure that felt like an authentic relationship, that they weren't just bonded at the very beginning. Again, as long as she's not acting like a spoiled brat and we don't have the typical teenager temper tantrums, it's okay. It's okay if they don't immediately 100% get along, but I just don't want to see the shitty cliche me, you know? Lauren Hissrich does seem to think that Ciri and Geralt's relationship will be helped by him going to Kaer Morhen and dealing with Vesemir. Vesemir is so integral to the story we're telling this season. Obviously, we're returning to Kaer Morhen for the first time, and in a season that is about Geralt becoming a father to Ciri, it felt so important to meet who his father figure was. And you end up with this multi-generational story because Vesemir and Ciri have a story as well, and it does start to feel like, oh, all these people are meant to be interacting and learning from each other and fighting with each other. So maybe if we even do have some conflict in Episode 1, by the time they get to Kaer Morhen in Episode 2, Vesemir is there at Kaer Morhen and they can discuss having a better relationship with Ciri, or Vesemir can have a conversation with Ciri and try to get her to understand what's going on with Geralt. So a more talkative Geralt, he's gonna be more relaxed, we're gonna see more bro moments. I'm excited for this Geralt in Season 2. I hope he talks a lot more, because in the books, this dude just tramples people with his words. He is savage. Oh wait, we can't use the word savage anymore because a bunch of YouTubers ruined it. That and the word destroyed. Like, you destroyed him. I can't anymore with it. But are you excited for Geralt's change in Season 2, or are you disappointed because you wanted the quiet, grunting, stoic Geralt from Season 1? Like, subscribe, and let me know in the comment section down below.